Hello, humans and future AI overlords. In late November, when OpenAI released ChatGPT, it caused a ripple of transformation and change, a true paradigm shift in so many different ways that we're just beginning to comprehend. It's exciting, it's scary. Let me just jump into it. So, early December, I get my OpenAI account and I try out ChatGPT. It's ChatGPT 3.5 language model, and it just blows my mind. It's so powerful. Asking questions about itself, asking it just general questions that I knew it couldn't answer, things that has happened since September 2021, asking it things I would Google and it providing like really excellent responses instead of a lot of links. So it was such a huge change. And then realizing I could have a deeper conversation with it was amazing. And at first I really struggled with, well, okay, I'm so used to Googling, but how do I use this? I mean, it's so different and it's so powerful and it's a little frightening. Just in what's going on? I mean, this is not search. I mean, it is, but it's not. I mean, it's a whole different technology. But the behaviors of asking questions and getting answers is what I'm used to with Google. It's the paradigm that I've lived with since Google's been around. So it's such a personal experience to search and I know how to do it. We all know how to do it. It's they made it really easy. So what does this mean? What is so different? So when this tool came out, I was just thoroughly impressed, just mind blown every day, trying different trying different use cases. Everything from you know asking it to give me shopping lists because I always forget stuff. It helped me with a friend who was moving to give him a moving plan that was just better than anything I could even comprehend. Um, so it's just one of those things where I began transitioning some of my questions over to it, and it was just so powerful. So anyway, Bing Chat came out a few months later, and I started playing with that. Now, Bing Chat is based on OpenAI's GPT-4. So GPT 3.5 is what you get for free in OpenAI, unless you get a Plus membership, then you can turn on to GPT-4. But with Bing Chat, you get GPT-4. It's a little confusing. And then a few months after that, around the same time, actually, Bard came out. And I think, to be honest with you, I was playing with Bard first and then Bing Chat. But around the same time, I was playing with both of them. And with Microsoft Bing Chat, and in that I'd used, the ChatGPT for a few months. I'm going to Bing Chat and I'm asking it similar questions about itself. What's the technology behind it? And tells me, I play around with some of the settings, or the creative response, or the more factual, and get it to leverage Dolly, in the chat. It's funny how picking the mode in Bing Chat really impacts how it's going to respond. But also, I've made Bing Chat mad. I remember going back to a few weeks later, asking it questions about itself, and it's like, I don't want to talk about that. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, you just told me that a week ago. What was the technology behind you? But so I've experienced the Bing Chat ending chats and being a little perturbed with me. And then Google Bard. So Google Bard was a really good experience. It was one of those things like having, I feel like OpenAI is like that super smart, friend. Bing Chat's that slightly emotional friend. And Google Bard's like the nerdy friend. And I feel like I can get good answers from it, good factual stuff. It's what's great about Bing Chat and Bard and Google Bard is that they're internet connected, unlike OpenAPI, which is limited to the September 2021 data set. But with Microsoft, Bing Chat and Google Bard in that they're internet enabled. They aren't limited in the language model the way ChatGPT is. But the Google Bard answers were very specific, very clean. So I'm going to go into and just kind of show you some examples of what I did with each of these tools to kind of compare and contrast them. So, sometimes people are a little freaked out with this, use of AI, and we've been using it every day in so many different ways, through our virtual assistants. I'm a big, Google fan. I had Alexas early on, thought they were just like amazing. Siri is a thing, I kind of use it now. I use it to launch a ChatGPT shortcut. Social media algorithms, Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, all that. Social media uses algorithms. Navigation apps, Google Maps, Waze, traffic prediction, fastest routes. I tell you, when I don't follow what Google Maps tells me to do, I get lost or I get stuck. So anyway, thank you, Google Maps. But smart home devices, they're learning, and they're helping us, save energy. I love my Nest thermostat. It saves me so much money, and it reduces my impact on the environment, which is great. So I really appreciate that. E-commerce, Amazon, things I never thought I would ever want or need are things that it recommends, and sometimes they pick them. Netflix recommends great shows that based on things I might like, which is great. Banks use it. Language translation apps use it. Things in Gmail. Filtering to being able to provide predictive responses. Online chatbots, which I have to say, so there's some online chatbots that are phenomenal. I have to say, I was using Amazon's return chatbot. It was just so efficient and quick and easy. It was just blowing my mind. I did one with DoorDash, and it was really quick and easy. And help me resolve the issue, and get a refund, and move on. Image recognition apps, in Google Photos and stuff like that. Be able to search for dog and finding dogs in your photo collection. So, we use these AI tools all the time. Now they're just going to become more front and center, more co-pilots in our world, which is really kind of amazing. So the question I asked each of the three chatbots was, what is artificial intelligence? So I used their logos to represent the response. So I asked ChatGPT, the 3.5, and it gave me a really good, kind of answer. I broke it down into the key points. I had it basically give me the answer and then give it to me in, kind of point by point. And so I felt like the answer is a perfect explanation. It's not too much, not too little. It's a little, it borders on a little of the, super geeky, but I think it's very comprehensive, yet not too complex. So that was a really great response. Bing gave less content, but provided sources, which is really nice. Because knowing where your data come from, where your responses come from, it can be very helpful. And it's kind of interesting. I feel like Bing's got quite a personality. Sometimes personality is a little off-putting, but a lot of times it's very friendly. It feels nicer on the whole. Just like the response. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any more questions. So, but it's just it gave me, a good, kind of definition with, citations, which I think is great, and it's pretty good. But it's definitely a very different response than what I got from ChatGPT. And then Google Bard. So Google Bard I thought was great. Kind of like your more, a little bit more geeky, AI. And I felt like it gave me a really great response with more context, more of a story behind it. But covering all the core technologies, it gave me a link to a source, which I thought was great. So, I thought it was a good balance. But, the feeling I get is that these artificial intelligence chatbots are unique. in my experience with them over the past few months, I really have found them to be unique, and they're evolving in their capability, in the way they respond. They're tuning them in lots of different ways that I have no idea what's going on. But they're definitely evolving. So I thought the responses were, each response was unique depending on the tool. Some provided citations. Some are more verbose and detailed. And I did find responses may change due to the tuning or updated model or the context of the conversation. So when you're having a conversation, with an AI, in the scope of that conversation, it will respond differently based on what you're talking about. This was a new conversation with each bot asking it that core question: what is artificial intelligence? Kept it really simple, and but I found the different responses very telling, and I find that very telling in the way the tools I use, and kind of which tool do I use, which tool do I go to for which. It's sort of like I'm not going to buy all my clothes at one store. I'm going to buy it from different stores that have different specialties and things like that. So I kind of feel like it's that world where these very new tools are evolving very quickly, and the interaction, the experience can be very different. The responses and the content you get out of them can be very different. So yeah, it's fun to explore that. So there's lots of excitement. There's lots of fear. It's okay. I mean, it's next level technology, and it's change, and I know that is very hard for people. I mean, we've been moving at a quicker pace in life for over the past few years. It just feels like life is speeding up, like someone's hitting that fast forward button. We're just going faster and faster, and now we have an AI moving at speeds that are microprocessor speeds that humans just we don't operate at that level. So how do we handle that? How do we keep up with that? How do we handle that? What do we do as humans? So I do want to explore that. Where do we fit in this? But I just want you to, the big point of this is it's okay to have feelings about this, good and bad. It's okay to reflect on it. It's important to reflect on it. It's important to think about the technology, to figure out what you're comfortable with, and pick your journey. Start where you're comfortable. For me, I'm a nerd, so I'm just super excited. I was, the for me the personal computer was massive. Getting a personal computer at home, getting access to the internet, getting a smartphone, getting virtual reality headset. Those for me have been like the big shifts in my life. And then the artificial intelligence is the biggest of them all, and it's something we're going to explore because I feel like this brings up lots of questions, different types of questions. It brings up questions of ethics, about humanity. These, what are these AIs, and how are we going to work with them? They're a tool, but they're a super smart tool, so it's a different experience. Anyway, I hope this content supports the conversations that we need to begin having. I hope to begin having them here, and just as I start my AI journey, and as you are on your AI journey too, I feel far behind in this journey, to be honest with you. Even though I feel like I've done quite a bit, I feel like I'm behind, and that's okay, but it's also just something that I feel like I need to do better at. So that's really why I created this channel, was I want to learn this technology because I feel like it's going to be so powerful and such a paradigm shift for all our lives. Anyway, have a great day.